Ba, 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 ba. Da, 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 da. Boom! How's that? Is that better? Please be better. I just flipped the switch. I just flipped the switch, like flipped it, baby. Flipped it. Now, it does mean that we're only going to have one camera until I get things ready. But one camera is better than none cameras, okay? Let me, that's better. That's better. Okay. How are we now? How are we now? How are we? Are we good? Let me look. Picture quality is lower. Okay, it's the quality's okay on my phone. So maybe look on the little icon on your screen, on the little gear, click on that and see what you're watching it in. It might be that. But anyway, it's good. We've got picture, and that's all that smatters. So we're back. How is everybody? I'm sorry about that. Sorry about all the messing, but it happens. What are you going to do? Great to be back. I'm in my new workshop. I'll give you a quick spin around in a second, even though it's a complete mess now, but hey ho. 720p. My word. Looks okay here. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Cool. Do you know what? Now that I've got this open, oops, I will be able to probably get rid of that, put that there, and that might make my bandwidth better. Yes, Dave, this is live. Is this live? Of course it's live. Oh, it's not good, Yuval, no? Mm-mm-mm. Good. It's good to be back, and I will improve this. It is. This is a new. Ooh, right. Don't like that. Where's me? Let me take autofocus off. There you go. Autofocus is off, and let's put this on. Follow my face. There you go. Or yes. It's been a while. What was I saying? Yeah, new internet, but they said that they can improve the bandwidth for me. Now it's going to mean more money, but they said see how I get on with this, and they can improve it for me. It's still kind of the satellite-y, the same as my other place, but yeah. Mr. MG Makes, how are you, sir? Now, guys, I might not know all your names, so bear with me. I will learn them. Mac, how are you? Bit better now. Have to deal with plumber. Okay. Temple freaking boom. Sorry, JP. Slight technical hitch, you know yourself. Now, the good thing about this one is that JP, you can jump on if you want. copy over. I will send JP the link. I'll send JP the link. I will send JP the link. And then he can share it to a couple others if they so wish. JPPPP. Jamie Page. Jamie Page. And paste and go. Oh, God. Can you hear me now? Frickin' once and a frickin' thing. Ooh, God, I hate my life. Okie dokie. Why is that not working then? Lord. Oh, Sarah, thank you very much for your donation. Pants. I don't know why my face ache isn't working. Everything's going wrong. Okay. Anyway, let's do some wood turning. That's what we're here for. Okay, right. For some reason, that's not working. So, Pete says, no, JP. Right, wood turning. We are going to make Poseidon's thingamabob. Eloy Escajado mentioned that he would like to see that made. Now, I've been hemming and hawing whether to do a full-size one, which I can because I have the big lathe here. But then I thought for the first project and for the first couple of lives, just while we're teething and stuff like that, we'll make a smaller version. Okay, so we'll make a small version, and I have a giveaway coming up very, very soon because I just hit 20,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, everybody that subscribes. I've got a really cool giveaway coming up. I've got loads and loads of prizes that are all going into the one prize pack, and it's going to be a winner takes all. So there's loads of cool prizes. I can name some of them. I'll name some of them just to give you a taster. Okay, we have a man crafting mug designed to your taste, your color and design. So a man crafting mug will be in the prize pack. We have Makers International podcast t-shirt. We have a Woodsley Summercraft t-shirt. These are only, they're the good ones, right? We have a year's membership to the Toolmasters Association that Izzy Swan runs. So there's a year's membership to the Toolmasters Association is going to be up for grabs. There is 2 weekend tickets for Makers International are also going to be available. Holly Denny, the awesome wood turner, does all the snowmen and that. She is going to let the winner choose something from either a website to make, or she's going to do a custom snowman. And then there's going to be my Poseidon thing. There is going to be a set of traditional wood turning tools up for grabs, and this is all going to be in the one prize pack. So they're just a few of the things that I have so far. By the time I do the giveaway, which is probably going to be in around next week that I set it up and launch it, there'll probably be a couple more bits and pieces in there. But so far so good. That is what is going to be in the prize pack so far. So it's going to be well worth going for it. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, the link is not bloody working. Don't know why. I don't know why. Anyway, right. Let's make something. I'm going to put the camera up on the lathe. Oh, actually, you want to see my shop just quickly? Okay. So here is let me put this. Let me. Ooh. Okay, so this is the sticker wall. Ooh. There's a sticker wall. That is business card guy. That's big business card guy. That is the letters and things that people have sent me. If your sticker's not on that wall, I've either got it and I haven't put it up, or I've lost it and I need another one. Or you haven't sent me one at all. Okay, then we come around here and I've got the UKISS t-shirt that I had signed by a load of makers. There's a load on the back of that as well. That's the phone I killed on the lathe in a video. Those are all the boarding cards for all the planes of my nightmare trip to America, where I was stuck 54 hours in Newark. And then we come around here, and this is the Templeboy sign from the other shop, and then we've got tools and things. Screen there ready to be set up for when I get the double setup done. And then coming around here, that is the board that I'm going to be drawing people's logos on. Still got to finish JP's. There's the little MIDI lathe that was in the other shop. Little tiny bandsaw. JP's favorite tool, the scroll saw. Few bits of wood and things, and then all my presses and things. And that's my shop as it is at the moment. Okay, but it's cool. It's a lot better than where we were. It's a lot better than where we were. Let me hook this in here without killing the camera. Oh, let's put this in here without killing the camera. Oh, God. Just when it goes wrong, it just all goes wrong, doesn't it? Temple frickin' boom. There we go. You see, that's how you fix that. See, I can do that. I can put that there like that, and that's looking down at me like that. So that is the shop. Hi, Shane. How are you? Hi, Steve. Okay, so Poseidon's Poseidon's thing. What's it called? Someone help me. I can never remember that word for some reason. So let me get the picture up that I had earlier, one I prepared earlier. And then I will remember what it's called. Poseidon's Trident. There you go. And it's that one there that we're going to be doing. Cool. All right. Right. So we're going to go roughly, probably about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. That's where we're going to go with this. And you can get all sorts of fancy ones. I'm going to go for middle of the road. Okay. So for the right, there's a fact. You can go and look it up. Let me see if I can screen share it. That would be the idea, wouldn't it? And then we'll get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, open up that, like that. Right, screen share. You think I'd know this by now, wouldn't you? But no. Pew says no. Okay. Do this, and then I know it's going to be a bit weird at the moment. There we go. There is. Bear with me. That's Poseidon's trident. There you go. That's what we're going to go with. That one right there. See? There you go. It's a bit bigger there. So this piece here is going to be like a double bowl. We're going to turn the piece at the bottom of the forks, the shell-like piece there. We're going to turn that a bowl, like 2 bowls or 2 discs, and we're going to carve that. And then the 3 forks are actually going to be turned from 1 cylinder. So we'll turn the fork shape from a cylinder, and then we'll slice it on the bandsaw, and we'll assemble all that together, and that will be the head put together. And then obviously the stem is just going to be 1 piece, and we'll put some ornate turn-ins and things like that into it. Hi Soph, good to see you again. Sorry about this. Thank you. Hi Mom, thank you very much for all your words of encouragement. It's great to be back. It really is great to be back. Honestly, really is. So that's what we're going to make. This was Eloy's idea. His suggestion to make this. He did come up with a really cool reason why he suggested it, and it's on Facebook. But maybe just to save time while I go and grab some wood, Eloy will explain why he suggested for me to make this. Just going to grab some wood here, folks. Lovely. Start with the we'll start off easy. We'll start off easy with the stem tonight. I have a piece of wood here that will be just fine for the stem. Right, I'll stop sharing this. There you go. I'm back. Right, so I found this piece of mystery wood. Brendan Bacon Soda would know what this is. It's a piece that he's given me. I will give you a size right now. Tape measure just here. And the size is, it's 30 mil, which is inch and an eighth, by 40 mil, which is roughly about inch and a half. So this is going to make, it's going to make roughly a 30 mil cylinder. So we will start off by putting it in between centers and making it round. Let me move you down here. Let's see if I can zoom out. I'm going to move that lead. Don't worry about the lead. That lead does not go there because I will end up killing myself. There we go. Much better. Here we go. Here we go. Right. Now, I am trying to keep up with the chat, but yes, my headphones is also my mic. It's a Bluetooth, so I'm not tripping over leads and things. That is the plan anyway. I will just see, is this going to fit in this chuck? It might be better to put the bigger chuck on and put it into that. I think it is. I'm going to definitely put the bigger chuck on. How is everybody anyway? Yeah. So I'm sure you all know the story of why I wasn't live for a while. Throw my chuck across the place. My computer died. The processor in my computer died when I was doing a live. It actually happened live one evening. Some of you might remember I was doing a live and everything shut down. I got a blue screen, which is always the sign of death with your computer, apparently. I'm going to get the picture of this up again just for myself. I think I'm going to go with the handle is just a bit longer than the forks. So if our whole thing is going to be probably that length, we'll go with a 16-inch handle. 16-inch handle. I'll just cut this off roughly. All these saws around the place, and I'm using a hand saw. That'll do it. Throw this in here. Bring this up here. And I'm going to put it a rough center. I'm pretty good at eyeing the center of wood on the lathe now at this stage. You can measure it if you want. It's entirely up to yourselves. But I don't think there's any need. Everybody knows kind of where halfway is on things. Do you know what? It's absolutely fantastic to have so many people watching the live. Thank you. Tighten this end up here. Now, I don't know why I can't share the link on Facebook, folks. But, you know, it happens. I'm going to try another way here. Not now. Not now. Sorry, gone quiet, but I am trying. Doing it. No, I'm not going to mess with that anymore. Can't get the link to you, JP. I'm sorry. For some reason, every time I go to send a link, it's saying not posted. So I'll put my big tool rest in here. It's going well so far, isn't it? Some skew work, folks. Should we get really daring? If you're going to mess up your live feed, you may as well do it in style. Do it in style with a skew, and a big ass skew at that. Let it be. I'm going to put these away, folks. Put those away if you have them on your sweat tops or hoodies or whatever you want to call them, because they will kill you if you get them caught. And make sure you wear one of these. I've got the rubbish one on at the moment. I don't know what it's going to sound like in the face shield, but sure, we'll go with it and see what happens. Is everybody ready for the first live bit of turning? Yeah, Val. Yeah, I'm going to fix it up. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I'm going to catch you up in a second, all right? Let's make this round. Let me know if that's too loud on the microphone. Now, I've been practicing my skew work. Skew is a scary beast to use. Let me zoom that in a bit for you, folks. Might get a better. I don't know why it's wonky. There you go. Ba 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 da da. So, like I say, we're just going to make this round. It's probably going to be about an inch by the time we're round. Which is plenty. And I've gone with a light coloured wood. because we can color it then, or we can scorch it, or we can, you know, when it's not very well featured wood with the grain, you can add features to it. We're getting there. We've got one slight flat just there, but other than that, it's pretty good. So I'm going to move along and get the rest of this done. Then we can bring the speed up, and it will take the wobble out of it. What are you folks saying? How many of you use the skew? It looks like you're all chatting about it. I'll go through in a second what I've learned about the skew. It might help you, it might not, but the first thing I've learned, and I am not a professional with the skew, trust me. I'm still, as you can tell, still working my way to being super good with it. I'm no Steve Jones anyway. But yeah, so what I've learned is definitely the height of your tool rest is a huge factor with skew work. When I started doing working with the skew, I had the tool rest set near enough the same as I would with a gouge, and it just puts the tool at the wrong angle, and you're going to get catch after catch. I will explain what I mean in a second. Now I'm going to make this trident in sections. And the reason why is because I want this, it's going to be quite a big project, obviously. There's a lot of detail in it. But I think it'll make some good live shows over the next few shows, because there's so many parts and there's so many different types of turning and using tools, different tools, you know. So my thought process is, if I can make it out of several pieces, we can make each stage per show. The other thing is with a skew, you really don't want to be scared of it. You got to own it. You got to be the boss. See how that is, and I shall catch up on chat. All right, so we're nearly there. We've got a bit of a flex in the middle. That's why we've got a flat that side and a flat that side. We've got a slight flex. I'm going to bring the speed up now, and that will take that slight bounce out of it. Okay, so we're talking about Maker Central, are we, folks? Cool. Paul, how are you? Phil, you're all very welcome. Thank you very much for joining. It is hard to keep up with chat. I was hoping to get JP. I was hoping to get JP on to be shouting at me in my ears, but I promise I will fix that for next time. So what I'm going to do now is because we've taken a lot of that off, I can afford to bring my tool rest up a bit more, and we're just below the top surface of the wood with the tool rest, and we're going to just shear scrape with the skew the top surface off, and we should get a nice finish that's near enough ready for sanding with a high speed. We're going to go full speed here, which is, on this lathe, it's about 2,500 revs. And you can hear the vibration in the wood. But you'll see we'll have a nice smooth finish in a second. That's why I love the skew. Now, I'm not saying this is the right way to do it. This is the way I've learned to do it. Okay. We have got a slight vibration in that. Still a slight flat there. That's good. Never move your tool rest when the machine's running. Lol. No, you really shouldn't. But for speed, I did. Now, when you're supporting the wood and you're bringing your hand over here, watch that chuck. There we go. There you go. That's a nice smooth finish. Slight rough in the middle, just where it's flexing and bouncing. And that's kind of ready for sanding. We've got a small flat here, but I just want to see what shape we're going to be making this first. Okay, which is better, an oval skew or a flat skew? Okay, so mine are angled. If I hold it straight, you'll see there. You see that? I've taught myself to use these ones. I've never used any different. I have seen people using the ovaled ones, and they do look nice to use. But all my tools are vintage tools. These are a vintage set that I picked up. I've shown them lots of times before. They've even got a stamp there. And Sons, or yeah, T. Rabin and Sons, I think. Baldock. Baldock is a place in England. So they're, I don't know if they were custom made for the guy, but I got the whole set at a flea market, and it was kind of cool. But that's what I use. Yeah, it is. It depends on what you're comfortable with. Okay, let me look at the picture again. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right. Okay. So bear with me again. So what we're going to, so we're working on this handle, and as you can see, if right at the very end, let me just wait for it to catch up on the picture. Right on the very end of the handle, it's like a shell. Obviously, it's got the C feature to it. And right at the very end here, you can see my mouse. It's a shell. So we're gonna turn that as a separate piece. We'll use another piece of wood, and we'll actually turn and carve that section. Okay. So all we're doing at the moment is this long pole along here. This is gonna. Can you see my arrow moving there? Yeah, you can. The section where it goes up and into the fork, you can see the red section there. That's going to be a separate part too. That will be another section. So all we are making is this spindle. And what I will even do is the piece that's in the middle, I will turn that as like a collet that slides over the top of my handle. So we're making all different sections, and there'll be all different ways of turning. That's how I think I'm going to go with it. Normally, if you were doing this full size, you would put a joint right there in the middle where you can see that collet. But because I'm doing a miniature, or a quarter size or whatever it is, then I'm going to do the whole handle as a pole. I'm going to carve a spiral into it. You can see the spiral there. We're going to carve a slight spiral effect into that, and then I will turn that separate collet for the middle and the end of the handle separate. I hope that makes sense. Right, back to it. So now we need to, we've got a slight taper on this. You can see it. Good. Thanks, Chevelle. So I'm round-ish. So I'm going to size that, and I want my whole handle to be the same size as that. Okay. So I get my calipers, and then I can size, because it tapers slightly at this end, and I can size this now all the way up here to the same size. Farewell adieu to you, my Spanish lady. JP, I just sent JP and Yuval. Yuval, I just sent you an invite too. So if you get the invite, maybe one of you could jump on, and then you could shout. You can shout the. You can, yeah, you can talk to me, basically, online, on the show. God, my words just aren't working. Only one thumb up, Tracy. That's all I ever expect. Taking my time now because these are finishing cuts. And we can reduce the amount of sand in. Finishing cuts. And we can reduce the amount of sand in. Ah, Mr. Yovar Lahav has joined. Ah, Mr. Yovar Lahav has joined. Ah, Mr. Yovar Lahav joined. Oh, back on. Sorry, turned off my mic. Volume. Yes, that should work. Right. Yuval did pop on there for a second. I don't know where he went. Maybe I missed him. Right, let's continue. Picture might help. Very hard to remember to. I'm normally singing. Do that with these calipers, by the way. I'm sure you all know this. If you're going to use these calipers, make sure you take a file and you round off these edges, the sharp edge of a caliper on these, because it will dig in and it will pull your hand off. Two hands when you're wood turning. Mind you, folks out there wood turning with one arm, one hand, no eyesight and stuff. So I'm using the bottom third of my skew there. Pointing straight out at 90 degrees from the angle of the wood. Maintain that angle. Reason why you get a catch is because you start wandering with your skew, twisting it in your hand, and that's when you get your catch. But like I say, I am not a professional with a skew. I'm only saying what I've learned and what I've seen on YouTube. I'm I'm repeating words from the likes of Mike Walt, Sam Angelo, Carl Jacobson, Brendan Stemp, all these masters that you see using the skew. Steve Jones, absolute skew master, would have had this done a long time ago. All right, so we're nearly there. Back this way. Feels nice. Just tidy up this end, and then we're all good. Okay. Hi, Dana, is it? Is that how you pronounce your name? Yeah, we're doing Poseidon's Trident. It was suggested by Eloy Escojedo. Escahaha. So, there you go. That is really smooth. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but you can trust me, it is really smooth. We have still got a very slight flat spot at this very end, but I'm really not worried about that because that's going to be inserted into the piece that goes into the forks, as it were. And we're going to be parting this off up this end. I will tidy that up in a second. In fact, I'll do that now so we know where we stand. I'm going to tidy it up right now. No messing. There you go, tidied. Right, now I'm going to give that a quick sand. Dana. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Dana. Okay, Phil, I'm not sure on the species of wood. I'm really not. The best man that could probably tell you that is the guy that gave me it. And that's, I'm not sure if he's still there. Brendan Bacon Soda. He gave me this when he came to visit me. He gave me several sticks of it. I couldn't even hazard a guess, to be honest with you. Yeah, no, I couldn't hazard a guess. I'm rubbish with woods. I'm sorry. And that's an embarrassing thing to say when you're a wood turner, but hey ho, what are you going to do? Right, I'm going to move this tool rest over here, and I'm just going to run. I'm going to start, believe it or not, probably with, what have I got over here? Let's go with what I've got. I'm going to start with Do you know what? I've got 220 here. I think we're good enough with that, to be honest with you. The joys of a skew. That's why I love the skew. You get such an awesome finish on it. I'll bring my phone over and see what you're saying. Could be popular. Could be. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Brendan. Yeah, it is popular. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Brendan. Appreciate that. Popular. Now, I know. You probably told me, Brendan, but I have a rubbish memory. It has got some nice grain in it, but it's still quite a bland wood. Now I'm only going to go to 220 with this. I'm just going to rub this over it because we are going to put a spiral into it. Now the spiral on the one on the picture there is only kind of painted on by the look of it. But I thought we may as well go, while we're doing this, we may as well make it fancy. And we may as well cut a spiral into it. It's very simple to do. It's not going to be a deep spiral. It's just for a bit of fancy. But like I said, I wanted to show as many different techniques of how I go around doing a project like this. It's a really good project actually because it's got a lot of components in it. Sorry, I'm sticking my head in the way. Apologies. I can actually take this mask off now because the rest is done by hand. Hangouts might be the way to go in the future. I might just stay with a hangout, this version, and I won't bother with all the fancy dancy stuff. You don't need fancy. You only want to see the process of me making stuff. You're only going to be looking at one camera anyway. Why do fancy? Here we go. Now that's as good as any finish. That's fine. It's fine, lad. Do you know what I might do is, now that I've got it to 220, I might just go with a bit of the Yorkie grit and just or no, I'm not going to go with the Yorkshire grit because I'm probably going to put some colour or some detail into it, so we're not going to do that. Thinking out loud, folks. Thinking out loud. Right, let's see what he's saying. Mike, how are you? Welcome aboard. You are very welcome. So, I will now go through. I'm just going to move that big tool rest out of the way because they really hurt when you smack your elbow off those, I tell you. I tell you. And I'm just going to put the small bar, just a small wee bar in there, because just to rest my pen, Louis. Like this, about that. About there. Right. So the process of spirals, putting a spiral effect. Let me just look at the picture again. I can't remember. Is it a tight? Oh, the hangout's not working. Okay. All right, Yuval. That's pants. Let me look at the picture again. Right. Right. Okay. I'm just reading a message from JP. Yeah, so it's not me. Okay, good. So there is a problem with the Hangouts. It's not me. Oh, good. Goody, good. Right. So the spiral on this handle, it's quite a tight one. So we can go with quite a tight design. I don't know. I might just pan that camera out a bit more, just so that it's not. There we go. Right. So I will go through my process of how I do the spirals. Okay. On your chuck, you have 4 jaws, obviously. Okay. And in between the jaws, you have a gap. So those gaps are obviously quarters of the circle that they make up. Are you following me? So what I do is I put my the finger next to the pinky, this one here, next to the wood. I hold the pencil. I line it up with the first joint of the first between the two first jaws. Okay, and I just bring a line straight down the center of the wood like this. Okay, just like that. Move this out of the way. Okay, bring it round and do exactly the same with the next joint. So you are splitting the spindle into 4 quarters. Okay, are you following me so far? Do you stand under me? And the last one. This is how I do it. I can't remember who I watched to learn this, to be honest with you. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters. We then take our oh, Mr. Mike Atkinson, thank you very much. You're very kind. Thank you so much for that donation. I almost missed that. If I've missed people donating or comments or anything like that, I do apologize. It is very much appreciated, honestly. Thank you so much. That helps with all the running costs of internet and electric and all that jazz. Okay, so now we want the thickness, the width of our spindle. So we take that with our calipers. Okay, so we've taken the width of our spindle. And we want to start at this end. And we want to mark all the way down those widths. All the way down, like this. This is exactly how you would do a barley twist on a goblet stem or anything like that. If you want to put a barley twist on as a feature on any of your spindle work, this is how you would work out a twist. Now, what I can do, I don't know. There are videos out there that show this. I can do a video on this if anybody's interested. So now we've got our marks all the way along. Okay, can you see that? We've got our marks all the way along. And we're going to take the pencil and we're going to mark these all the way around our spindle. Okay, like this. Now you can do this with the lathe running. But I'm just doing it slowly so that you can see. I'm probably teaching you something that you already know here, folks. I love doing spindle work, spiral work. Now it depends on how tight you want your spiral. Do you know, if you want it an elongated spiral, you can make these wider, but it will make the twist look odd. You'll see what I mean in a second. We're not actually doing a proper barley twist on this, so this is just going to be a spiral feature. Maybe I would do, I think I did do a video on spiral twist. I think I did a live on a spiral twist actually once before. But for those that you didn't see it, I can do it again one day. Okay. So there you go. That's how we lay it out. Bolivian rosewood. Oh, nice. Jackleberry wood. Never heard of that. If I'm missing chat, I'm very sorry. I thought it was me. I thought I'd messed up, but obviously there is something wrong with the Hangouts. Right, so then we've got this, okay? The next thing we want to do is we want to just decide where number 1 is. We'll go number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Now, I don't normally mark those numbers. I'm just showing you, okay? So that's number 1 line, that's number 2 line, that's number 3 line, that's number 4 line, okay? And you start where the line meets the end of number 1, the end of the spindle. You start there and you make a mark, and then you twist, go to line number 2, and where the lines join, where your center line and your dividing line join, you draw a line from corner to corner. And then you go from number 2 to number 3, like so. And number 3 to number 4. And 4 back to 1. 2, 3. I hope this is showing up on the camera, and I hope I'm explaining it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can just roughly guess where that transitions into there, but we're going to be pushing that into the end, and that gives you a spiral. I don't know if you can see that clearly with the camera. I was just thinking I could use permanent marker, but if I use permanent marker and I don't cut it all away, that's going to cause an issue when we go to color it or do whatever we're going to do later on. So, but if I spin it, you might see the spiral. Yeah, that's showing the spiral. There you go. You see the spiral. Oh, you're turning acrylic, Tracy. Very cool. I've not done any acrylic yet. I've obviously I've done CD cases. I've got my first resin. I got some resin that I'm going to play with, but I don't have a pressurizing chamber or anything like that. So I know bubbles are an issue. I'll probably have to use a blowtorch or whatever. So anyway, that's the spiral. Okay. Now I'm just looking at that and I'm just wondering, is that a tight enough spiral for what I want? Or do I want to go a tighter spiral again? I'm not sure if I like that. I think it's too far apart. Let me look at the picture again. If I'm doing this, I want to do it right. Because it's shorter, yeah, I'm going to, do you know what? I'm going to make that spiral tighter. So basically, the way you do that is, I am going to turn the lathe on to do it this time, just to make it faster. You judge roughly halfway between each one again. All these lines can send you a bit cookie. There we go. So I'm going to go with a tighter snass and tact. I've got a eraser here somewhere, or a rubber. An eraser or a rubber somewhere. Thought I did anyway. Maybe I didn't. Oh, yes, I do. There it is. Just going to lighten that off a bit, just so that I don't cut the wrong one later on. It's all a learning curve. At least, I suppose, the good thing is if I change my mind or make a mistake or whatever, it's doing it live. It's showing you that it happens, or, you know, the way my thought process goes. Do you know, I don't get it bang on right every time. It just doesn't happen. I mess up, I move on, and I try again, like us all. Okay, so let's start with number one again. And this time it's going to give us a tighter spiral. Yeah, I'm liking this already, the way it's going. Why didn't I do that in the first place? Stupid Steve. Stupid Steve. I feel really guilty that I'm not seeing you. You see, I could spend ages chatting to you and talking to you, which is what I'd love to do. I mean, what you can do is, if you save your questions, if you think of a question, save it, and towards the end of the live, just for this one, until we get the hangout sorted out and we get Yuval or Jamie or someone on for the next one in my ear. Yeah, save your questions, and I'll do like a Q&A ask afterwards. If you've got a question you want to know about the process of this or anything I'm doing, then you can ask in a little bit. And then that way I am answering your questions, and I'm not ignoring you. Honestly, I'm not. You know me, I love to chat away to you. It's just the way this live has gone. Tonight, it happens. That's live for you, folks. I'm just delighted to be back on. I was actually really nervous to come on tonight. I don't know what it was. Yeah. I thought maybe you didn't love me anymore or something. You know, it's all about the love. Here we go. That's a much tighter spiral now. Do you see that? I like that. It's nice and tight. See that? Is that showing up? It is. Much better. Yes, I do, B. I do have a thought process. It might not be a right thought, or it might just be insane thoughts, but I do have, I do have thought processes. Right now, get my saw. It's a bit bent, and I'm going to cut into. I'm going to cut following my line. I'm just using this little miniature Japanese saw, and I'm just going to follow my line, just cutting a slot all the way down, being very, very careful that I don't slip. And I'm just going roughly the depth of the teeth. And I can measure them for you if you so wish. The teeth are, so the depth that I'm going down is roughly 2 millimeters, whatever that is in American money. And take your time doing this. There's no rush. You want to get it right. And if you mess it up, it means you've got to either run the skew all the way down the thing again, and take 2 millimeters off all the way down, or you could completely mess it up and you have to start all over again, which is never fun. So yeah, I'll show you the lamp that I started. Do you remember the first part of the lamp? I don't know if you've seen the video. I did a video of how I made an upcycled lampshade out of a whiskey glass. I have them over here. I'll show you them in a second. I'm halfway through making that lamp for my daughter, but it's come to a standstill at the moment because my daughter's boyfriend is actually a plumber. I was a plumber too, but he is a plumber, and he's taken out some old copper work from a house. I don't like using new stuff. It's all old upcycle stuff that I used. You know, I don't like to go to the store and buy copper that's really expensive when I could just get a chunk donated to me that's going to be thrown into a skip or scrapped. So he's getting me some that he's taken out of a job, and then I can continue with it. I'll show you it in a little while. Remind me to show you the lamp. If you're interested, I don't know, you mightn't give a damn. And just go all the way back. Once you've got a groove in there, it's kind of easy to keep the saw going. Just clean out all the way back. There you go. And that shows up a bit better now. Okie dokie. What you talking about, folks? Yorkshire grit. Okay, yeah. Yorkshire grit. I am going to be demonstrating at Maker Central. I'm going to be working with Glyn Senior, the founder and owner of Yorkshire Grit, and he has kindly asked me to demonstrate for him at Maker Central, which is going to be cool. Very much looking forward to that. Okay, so the next stage of this is I get a file. Which one will I use? Yeah, I don't normally, if you're doing a deep barley twist, have I got, yeah, I've got one here. Look at this. See this is a barley twist. Ooh, see that barley twist. This is just a rough one. I think that's actually one I did the demonstration on last year. But there's your barley twist. Okay, so this is what we're working on. It's a similar idea. You'd set that up exactly the same, and the idea is that you keep the width the same all the way around, and it gives the illusion that the wood's been twisted. Okay, we're not going that deep with ours, because you still want it handle-like, and you don't want to lose any strength out the structure. And what you'd use is normally a rasp type file, and you'd cut down and you'd file, and a lot of work to smooth this round. Okay, so I'm just going to use this metalworking file. Okay, it's actually pretty well worn because it's like me. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to rub it on. It's a half round file, so basically I'm putting the angle in and I'm just opening this slot up so it looks more like a feature, not just like a saw cut. And again, it's just keeping the file in the slot and running it down the length as you twist the wood. And you'll see it will soften the groove. Does it almost sound like know what I'm talking about? Because I'm scaring myself here. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Lost it a bit there. Ooh. I'll gain that back in a sec. Got to open up a bit the other way. Too much talking, not enough filing, Steve. Might have to get a coffee in a second, folks. Just realised I didn't have me coffee. Always have a coffee on my live shows. Oh, and I didn't bring my man crafting mug either to the. Oh, I must bring that for the next show. So there you go. That's opened it up a bit. And now I'm going to turn the file. So I was in that way. Turn the file so that we're cutting off the other edge. And just twist the file just slightly round. So it's rounding off the edge. This must be really boring to watch. I'm sorry. So sorry. There you go. And we'll just turn the lathe on and we'll get rid of some of the fuzzies. Fuzzy, fuzzy, fuzzies. With a bit of the same sandpaper that we used for sanding it, which is 220. Don't want to take all the lines off yet. Just take the fuzzies off. That's it. So we've got our carved feature in there now. In your shop, it seems to linger for weeks. We should stop farting. What am I making, B? I am making Poseidon's Trident. Poseidon's Trident. That's what I'm making. Or you know, a replica, a smaller replica. Probably about. It's probably not even a quarter size. It's probably smaller. So there you go. That's given it a feature. I think I just want to. I want to soften it a little bit more. So I think I'm going to use some sandpaper to do that. And I'm just going to rub it down the slot. Then I'm going to go and look at the picture again. And we're going to decide how we're going to color this. I'm thinking, I'm kind of tempted. You know what's coming, don't you? You know me. I'm tempted to maybe scorch it. That will then bring out the spiral from the wood. Scorch and then maybe a bit of color. That's better. I like that. That's instantly better. Oh, that's good. You can't see the effect really on the camera. Yeah, you're not a craft without man crafting. Right, now, so I'm going to sand off. I'm going to sand off the pencil marks now because I'm happy with my spiral. Hello, sandpaper, my old friend. It's time that we sand again. I want to make this wood nice and smooth. So I'll take you and sand it nice and smooth. Oh, yes, I will. I love the sound of sanding. He's back. He's back, baby. There you go. YouTube are playing up, aren't they, a lot recently? Attacking newish channels. Makers International did an awesome job the other day on Sunday to discuss that topic. It was brilliant. Oh, I just wanted to mention as well, Make It Sophie. I'm not sure if Sophie's still there. I know she was here earlier. She just released a video. Now, I don't know how many of you are following what I'm doing at the moment. in the Maker's Mind. If you're not a member of the Maker's Mind group, please go over and join the Maker's Mind on Facebook. It's a group without any rules, so you won't get told off for showing a picture of a shelf you made. Yeah, we've been doing miniatures, making little miniature things. I did the pencil goblet and and stuff like that. Yoval did some really cool things. John Clothier did, and a few other people did some small bits and pieces. But Soph blew my mind. She did a little miniature scene of a workshop, and it's all made out of, I think it's made out of Parma clay. But oh my God, Sophie, you knocked that out of the park. It is so cool. Go over and see Make It Soph's new video. It is really cool. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to her, but I'm sure you all are. I'm just cleaning the dust out of this. I didn't want to fire the Hoover up, but I think I'm going to. Or am I? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. No. I'll get my brush. Maybe I won't get my brush. Maybe I won't know where I put it. Maybe I've put it down and I don't know where I put it down. Maybe when I was cleaning up, I threw it in the bin. That did it. I need an air compressor, really. Right, let me look at the picture again. Let me see what you're saying. Eloy is back in the house. Hi, Eloy. So we're doing the handle, Eloy, of Poseidon's trident. So far, so good. We've just put a... Let me just pull this out a bit. We've just put a twist in the handle. I'm just looking now at the picture, and I've just decided I'm going to scorch the handle because the twist is dark on it. So I'm going to run the blowtorch down and around. He says when he thinks, did I bring my blowtorch from the little shed? I'm all over the place. Oh, I found my brush. Oh, you look for your blowtorch and you find your brush. How funny is that? Right, that's biscuits. There we go, I got it. Woohoo! So, I'm going to burn this thing. Just around where the spiral is, just to give it a feature. We'll be sanding some of this back. Just literally where the spiral is. It will color either side of the groove. And then when we put the color, because it's kind of a blue color, an ocean kind of blue, aquatic blue. When we put some color into this, this will then show through it. Obviously, we've got to sand it back slightly. I don't know. I've never made one before. That's what I'm thinking in my head anyway. I can see it in my head. Sometimes it doesn't actually go how you see it in your head. Sometimes it does, and it makes you feel absolutely awesome. At least this way you can see the spiral more in the wood. How is the feed, folks? I hope it's Keeping up. Do you know what I should do is I should put a holder for my phone right there. That'd be a good idea. So that I can see what you guys are saying. Careful when you're using a blowtorch around your lathe and wood shop. There we go. Do you see that? How cool is that? That's really cool. I'll go one more time, make it a bit darker. I'm liking this. Poseidon's Trident. So Eloy, what's the story with the trident? What does it stand for? I've never followed Poseidon, or I don't know the story of Poseidon. You're a mystical man. What is the story of? Is he a god? Is he the god of oceans, or what is he? I don't know. I'm not great at history or mystery or tales and woes. I'm liking this already. I'm thinking, hell's yeah. There you go. That's enough burning. It was a good show, Eloy. Extremely good show. Right, so now we're going to sand that back again, and I'm going to use the sandpaper that's already worn down slightly because I don't want to take too much off. And what this will do is it'll take away the rough edge that, like the fuzzies that the blowtorch has just caused, but it also dull down the darkness, and it will spread it slightly across, hopefully, and it will look cool. Man, that's trippy, isn't it? That's trippy. Woo-hoo! That's doing my... Oh, woo! Trippy, man. That's cool looking. Sail on, Silverbird. Sail on by. My time has come. I'm just videoing this for Instagram. Sorry, 1 second. Shh, everybody, videoing. Shh. Okay, videoed it. See how they shine. Oh, how they shine. I'll be your guide. Barber pole effects is right. It's cool. It's trippy. All right. That's good. I like that. That's going to look wicked awesome with some color on it. Speaking of color, let's get that picture back up. How are we doing for time? Okay, it's coming up for 12. That's all right. That's good. I'm going to screen share this puppy again. Now, You see where we are there? You see? You see where we are? It's kind of looking like it. So we've got to think about colour now. Now, where I've just scorched, as far as I can see, it's kind of a... I don't have to go with exact colours, I suppose. I can kind of go with my oceanic colours here. I think I'm going to use a mix between spirit stains, and markers, I think, because the markers can be more precise with where you're putting your color. So I'm going to take this blue marker. No, I'm not, because it's not working. Might need to get some denatured alcohol in it. Denatured alcohol. Or I could dip. Yes, that's what I would do. I would dip the marker that is nearly out, and I would add it to. So this is blue spirits. I'm going to put some gloves on, because this stuff destroys me every time I use it. Every time, man. Every time. If I got them, oh, I might not have them here. Oh, Lord. Do you know, it's just a wonder I get anything done, because I'm all a dither. I'm only human, flesh and blood. Oh, my baby. There they are. Found them. Oh, no, I didn't. Yes, I did. Oh, right. These are the crappy ones. Oh, that's all right. They'll do. Don't like these. How are we? Night, Phil. Thank you. Thanks, Phil. Right, so, let me take it off screen share. Otherwise, you're not going to know what the hell I'm doing. So, I'm using spirit stain, and I'm using a marker. I'm going to dip the marker into the stain, because the markers kind of run out anyway. Don't throw away your markers. If you've got spirit stains, don't throw away your markers, because you can use them for adding spirit stain to a direct spot in a position of work. You know, you can use them for actually being accurate. So I'm going to just dip in there, and I'm going to add my stain into the crack, as it were. Let it just drip in. If this works, oh yeah, there we go. Yay! It only works. You don't have to be too super even, because we're going to blend. There we go. Right, I'm going to tip some of this into the lid. That'll be better. And then I can keep moving this around. Come on, baby, dry your eyes. This wood, I say, is going to soak up this nicely. And like I say, you don't have to be too super. I'm thinking that I don't need to be super tidy with this, because I'm going to be blending colors. It's kind of mixture. It's a lot of oceanic colors. Wow, that's a big word. I wish I could see the chat while I'm doing this. I keep walking over and back looking at the phone. I wish I could see you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is one of them things, one of them projects that looks really messy as you're doing it, and then it all kind of comes together. I'm thinking that's how it's going to go anyway. Do you know? Do you remember the witch I did? I was really unsure about that as I was going along. I was thinking, oh God, I think this is going to be a disaster. And then it all just started coming together. Once I did the head on the witch, it really took shape, you know? And I'm using all neat colors here. And the reason why I am using neat colors, and I haven't watered them down or made my own, is because if I'm going to continue this theme up through the rest of the project, I want to be able to match the colors straight away. I don't want to have to remember what I mixed with what. Now you could make batches of colors if you really wanted to get accurate colors and keep them. But I'm going to go with neat colors straight from the bottle. That's cool. And you know, there's drips and blobs here, there, but like I say, I'm going to blend. This is all going to be colored in a second anyway, so I'm really not worried. It will give it more of that rustic, seaworthy look. Now, I mean, you see, I could be talking to myself here. You could have all gone to bed now. You know, you could have all said, night, Steve, it's too late, night, see ya. And there's me standing here, inking my rod. Talking about Poseidon that I know nothing about. Where else would you get it? Man, it's good to be back. It's good to be back, making projects with my friends. Right. Slow process, I know, but you're seeing the whole process. And I think that's cool. There's not enough woodworkers doing this, guys. If you've got cameras and stuff, we want to see more projects live because videos are good. You know, there's some awesome videos out there, and you see the whole process and all that. But I like to see mistakes, or I love the thought process of how a maker works. I like to know how they tick and how they think about a particular project. That's why I like watching Carl Jacobson. You know, he's going through and he's making awesome projects and he's talking about what he's making. Do you know? I like them kind of lives. Don't get me wrong. I love all the chat lives that are out at the moment. Do you know? And it's lovely to know. I mean, Eloy's show is cool, and I love the podcast that Jamie and the boys do. And that's enough for me. Those two shows are enough for me to watch. Do you know? But we just need more makey shows. Twitch just does my head in. I know there's some shows on Twitch, but it just does my head in. Hurts my head to watch it. You're still there. Good, Tracy. That's nice. It's good to know you're still there. Right, so that's kind of the dark blue around the blue's not really showing up there in that light, I don't think. But don't worry about a thing. Live requires a set block of time. Sometimes that is difficult to find. Yeah, Dana, it is very difficult to find that. And it's hard to stick to it a show time. I do agree with that, and I do understand where you're coming from with that one. Just wiping the spirit stain off of my lathe. I just made it blue. Right, now I'm just gonna, that's dried up all right. That's cool. Right, now I would do a full big project, but who has a week to watch me? I have to stop and rest my arm every 30 minutes or so to stop the hurting. Yeah, I get it. I do get it. I know it is difficult for a lot of people, but what I'm saying is that it's not for everyone, right? But there is so many makers out there. There's loads and loads of makers out there. I'm really surprised that there's not more lives. I don't mind. It means that people watch me, which is cool. Right. So the handle on this trident, it's kind of very pale. It's very pale with the dark blue. Well, it's kind of Do you know what? I think I am going to, yeah, I'm going to go over that with just a smear of blue all over. It's hard to know what to do. Yeah, it's actually a purpley colour. Do you know? Right, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go over with just a very light coat of this blue. I know I've just gone in the grooves there, but I have got a darker blue that I think is going to look better in there. But I'm going to go over all this and then sand it. Ah, yeah, that's what I want. Oh, yeah. That's actually what I... Oh, look, it's aquatic. That's the blue I want. Cool. Yeah, baby. Yep. I likes it. That's exactly where I want to go. I was afraid to do that, you know. You get afraid to make mistakes. Oh no, don't spill. Oops. Put the bottle of ink down. Look at that. That's brought the grain out and everything. Lovely. Yeah, yes. Exactly what I wanted to do. I like that. Well, it's funny you should say that because the tarnished silver, I don't have any here, I don't think. I might have. No, I don't. It's in the other shop. I'll have to bring it. I have some gilt, some silver and gold gilt paste. Don't think I've got any here. No. That might look cool on it, but I don't want it too blingy. I want it more aquatic than blingy, if you know what I mean. So now I've done that, I'm going to take my purple. I have purple ink here now, somewhere. Purple. Yeah, I have purple, and I'm going to go back over my. I'm going to just rub in, just with a cloth, over the top of my spiral. And you'll see why in a minute when I show you the picture again. So we're going purple now. This purple can be quite dark. That's okay, because it's, yep, this is what I want to do. Okay, so I just want to smear the purple over the spiral. And I might be getting the blowtorch out again then. Exactly. Okay. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Blend that in. Good, good, good. Right, now, royal blue, which is the darker blue of the one I've already used. Now this royal blue is dark. I'll use the marker again and drop it in again. Fill my lid up again. And I do want it to kind of spread out as well, again, the same as it did with the first time. But as I'm doing it, I use this and smear it. What's this got to do with wood turning, eh? Phew. It's lovely to be working on the big lathe, though, I must admit. It's great to do the live with the big lathe. This is the granddaddy of the one that I was using in the little shed. So this is a SIP, however you want to pronounce it, lathe again. But it's the Pro lathe. It has the swivel head on it. Sliding swivel as well, so the headstock slides up and down the bed. So you can do big bowls and stuff like that off the side. It was the very first thing that I bought with using YouTube money, you know. My first 2 months, I was kind of one of the lucky channels. I really was. My first 2 months of YouTube, I did the CD turning, and it kind of went not. I wouldn't say viral, because viral is millions and millions and millions of views, but I think it's about 1.5 million views they've had now. But it kind of brought me a good payment the first couple of months. It kind of led me into a false sense of security as well, because I thought, wow, I'm going to be earning good money doing this. And then, of course, when the rest of your videos don't do as well as one that connects with people, I suppose is the best way to do it. Yeah, it's kind of a downer, but it's okay. It's not all about the money. Money's nice, but it's not all about the money. But yeah, it was nice to use use the craft to pay for the tools. I suppose that's what I'm saying. It's nice when it pays for itself. I would never have had a lathe like this if it wasn't for YouTube and those 2 videos or 3 videos, which is really awesome. So, I mean, if you are the person, if you've got channels, and you're kind of on a downer with this whole demonetization and stuff, it's only going to take one video, guys. It's going to take one good idea, one video that nobody else has done, or that just connects with somebody. I mean, there's videos out there that have been done and they're near enough copies of other people's videos, but they just connect with the audience at that one particular time, and they do well. And it's only going to take 1 or 2 videos to hit it big, and you'll get recognized, and your viewership will go up, and your sub count will go up, and all that demonetization and stuff like that won't matter anymore. It depends on what your mindset is for YouTube, I suppose. It depends on where you want to be with YouTube. I wouldn't care if I didn't make another penny on YouTube, to be honest with you, as long as I'm able to do this, what I'm doing right here, right now. It's cool. Sharing. Sharing is caring. Right. There we go. That was cool to just ramble on about complete nonsense while I was doing that. Right, so that is the dark blue. That's made the... Hi, Paul. How are you? So that is that's that. And now we need to kind of do a finishing color over the top of it all. But before I do that, do I want to scorch it again? No, I'm not going to. I've got white spirit stain here, and I'm going to rub it over the whole lot, trying to keep away from the spiral, just to I don't know, to wash it down a bit. I don't know what I'm talking about, folks. There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To give it that washed sea look with the white spirit stains. Exactly. Oh my God, it's almost like I know what I'm doing. There you go. That is beautiful. I love that. Yeah, I'm digging that. Yes, yes, yes. That's enough. That's enough weight. I don't want to go too. Yes, indeed. All right, there you go. I think that is exactly where I want to go with that. I think it is Yorkshire grit time. I still need 106 subs for 1,000, but I am not really doing it for the money either. Well, Paul, let's see what we can do about that. I think what we'll do, what I'm going to do, I have a new web page, by the way, a website, guys. Thanks to Harneal Media, help me out with hosting and stuff like that. Harneal Media. If you do want a website, you're looking at setting up a new website, get connected with Steve Nealon and Harneal Media, and he'll do you a good deal, especially for makers. And yeah, I have a new website. It's templeboyturnings.com. It's very simple to find. But I'm doing a regular blog on there. So, and there is a, hey Patrick's, and there is a subscription on it. It's free subscription. I'm not getting money off of you or anything for you on the website. The reason for the subscription is that I am going to be rolling out a newsletter, which will be going out, and in that newsletter it's going to have all information about the making community and events and stuff that's going on. But I'm going to be updating events and stuff like that on the web page. I'm also going to be setting up a shop. I'm working on that at the moment, trying to put products on there. But I'm the makers make it matter that I'm involved with. It took a downward spiral. I'm not going to get into that tonight, but I am going to do a video and explain what happened with that. But it is coming back, but it's not going to be a non-for-profit charity the way it was before, because non-for-profit charities suck, because they suck the money out of you. It's just a big money racket. Let me get some Yorkshire grit on this while I'm talking. I think I'm going to revert to the old tin because it's, yeah, I'm going to use that one. Yeah, it will suck the life out of you. But anyway, yeah, the web page. And so once the shop is up and running, if you are a subscriber of my website and you go and you buy a t-shirt or you buy something that's made on the site, you'll get a 20% discount at the checkout for a start, each time you go to the checkout. But not only that, a further 20% of what you've spent will go to Makers Make It Matter, which is for children with special needs. And the way I'm going to work it from now on, let me just rub some of this on here. The way I'm going to work it from now on is that I'm going to choose a charity each time I do a campaign, and all the money raised in that particular campaign will go to that one charity, and then the money raised will go directly to the charity. So no money will change hands with me at all. It will go straight to whatever chosen charity it is, and it will be for children of some kind, whether it's special needs or blind or cancer or anything to do with children and helping children get through a difficult time in their life and their families. We'll pick a charity and we'll go and we'll make a load of stuff, we'll auction it off, and we'll raise as much as we can for that particular charity. That's the way it's going to go from now on. And it's all going to be linked through my web page. There's going to be an auction site and all that, and we're going to go that route, because the way we were doing it last time, the kids weren't getting the money, the government was, and that's not how it works. So I just put some Yorkshire grit on there. I'll clean out the spiral afterwards, and I'm just going to run that. Now, some would say don't use Yorkshire grit after colour, but personally, I think it kind of blends it all in, especially as we want a washed kind of look on this. So yeah, the website's coming on. I've done a complete revamp on the look of it. I've built it all myself. That's something else I've taught myself, is how to kind of do web page. But I'm kind of like that. I'm a lone wolf. I like doing stuff myself. I'll ask people. Steve's been brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I'll ask people that know what they're doing to point me in the right direction, and then I'll go off and do it my way. Just want to have a look at that and see how that's looking. Yeah, that's taken out. You see, that's so basically what that's done is, and it's brilliant, it's just left the color in the grain. So the grain is colored, and I love the way that looks. Let's polish it up now. I do ramble on a lot of rubbish, don't I? Oh well. I sometimes think back to what I've been saying and think, Steve, that was a lot of rubbish. You talk some pants sometimes. Fresh piece of towel. Mad Maker, yeah. Thanks, Eloy. So now I'm just getting rid of the rest of the wax, the Yorkshire grit. Just so you're getting rid of any residue that's left. That's good. That's good. There's nothing coming off of there again now. Yeah, I like that. That's looking nice. I love that kind of oceany, washed out look. That's looking cool. Cool! Just want to clean the wax out from the spiral. I got it. What do you reckon, folks? I'll put the picture up and you can tell me. I'll screen share the picture and you can tell me what you think. If it looks, you tell me if it needs any more color. Get rid of the psychedelic. Now, there you go. When we add the gold pieces to it, it will make sense. Do you know? But right now, I think that's kind of looking all right where we want it. I'm going to part that off now, and I think we can call that done. I can always add a little bit color to it again later on, but I'm kind of happier where that is. Let's part it off. Part it off, part it off. Get rid of that screen share, and you can tell me what you think. Let's see. Okay, Jason, are you talking to me? Sorry, did I miss a comment? Steve, can I buy Hampshire Sheen from you? No. Quite frankly, I am not anything to do with Hampshire Sheen anymore, and that's as far as I'm going with that. Go directly to the website. If you're in the UK, go directly to their site, and if you are in Ireland, you can go to the carpentry store, I believe, or the woodshed. Canada is who I would prefer you buy it off of. Rob Summerlin, my bestest buddy. But obviously that doesn't make sense if you're not in Canada. And the States is Jeff Hornan in the Walnut Lodge. But that's all I'm going to say about that. So, right. Thin parting tool. Just going to run a blade over that. Hey, Jim. You got swollen ankles. That sucks. Oh, I dropped my card. For those of you that have got these, if you're a wood turner and you have these thin parting tools, I've seen a lot of people moaning about the fact that they burn the wood and they don't cut. It's because you're sharpening it wrong. You only need to sharpen this angle here, the smaller edge. That's the only edge you need to sharpen on these. That's it. Don't come along the top, because then you take the burr off of it and that's why it's not cutting. Just saying. Right, we're going to part this off. I will probably, if you're wondering why I haven't put any finish on it, it's got the Yorkshire grit on it at the moment. I will probably put, you see, I've left it like that because I might put some gilt on it. And gilt you can just rub on. It doesn't have to be on the lathe. So if I put finish on it, I wouldn't be able to do any of that. So I'm leaving it as bare without the, obviously it's had Yorkshire grit on it. And I don't need to put any tenons or anything like that on the ends, because on both ends, the pieces that are going onto it are going to be bigger than it. So they're going to be sliding over the top of this. And then we've got a ring going in the middle as well. So there you go. You can still see the grain, so we haven't lost the wood effect. But it's looking like similar to the picture. I like it anyway. So I'll have a chat with you now. I'll move the camera before I say goodbye. Let me just bear with me. I'm just going to move the camera to the computer over here, and I shall sit and chat with y'all. La 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 la. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm making you sick. Ta-da! I need to zoom that out. Zoom it out, boy. There you go. That's better. Chair. There's a chair there. There you go. And there. Now, I can see what she's saying. So did you have any questions, guys, that I missed? Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Sarah. Eloy, you're being rude. Push it in, pull it out, push it in. Ah. Any questions, guys? Oh, still catching up. I've just seen me. Someone was ringing me. Lisa. Thank you, Mike. Thanks, Lindsay. Right, yeah. Oh, look, I'm looking at the camera. I should be talking to you, shouldn't I? Let me see if I can pull up YouTube and see the chat without it. Now's the time to do it, because if it goes wrong, it goes wrong, right? It won't make any difference. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I do want. Right, there we go. When am I doing the next part, Brendan? I am doing the next part on Sunday. There you go. I've got it up on me. That's good. Yeah, Sunday after the Makers International podcast, it will be the next part. So I suppose the next part. Right. Yeah, the next part, I suppose, will be working. Here it is. Here, look. It's a bit of. I think I'm going to put a bit of gilt on it. I'm not sure. But there's a. See, there's a little mark there. Could have rubbed it out. I know that there's a ring going on there. Ring that's going in the middle. And then we've got the shell to put on the end. And then we've got that effect that's going to be going out into the fork. Finish on it. We can gilt it and we can add to it. So yeah, that, you know, it's simple with that spiral. If you can bring it, if I could bring it right in, if I can get that to focus. Focus, focus, you son of a bitch. Autofocus. Is that? There you go. That shows. So you can see it there. Say that little mark there. I'm not too worried because there's going to be having a gold ring covering that. But yeah, it's cool. But it's just a spindle. It's just a broomstick, really, at the end of the day. Let me focus that bit back on me. Yeah, so that's good. We've made a start on Poseidon's trident. Jeez, I'll never get that right. Which is cool. I'm very sorry about the first video link that I put up. I think I'm going to go this route anymore. because it just makes more sense to just do it this way. And hopefully we can get the links fixed, and we can get, you know, guests to sit there and chat and talk to me. And because the way that the headsets and things work, I'd be able to connect. Like, I can't hear through these, obviously, because I'm only using it as a mic, but I'll be able to drop this back down here like this, and I'll be able to put another set of earphones in and connect them to my phone, and I'll be able to listen to what the guys are saying, in theory. And then also, and I can talk to you guys, and it won't be too distracting. I'm sort of shocked. I'm sort of shocked how cool it's coming out. Thanks, Eloy. So am I. Hey, look, it's gonna. I think it's gonna be a cool project when it's done. It was a brilliant idea, and I love big build. I think this is what I'm gonna do with my lives now. Is I'm gonna do big builds or do intricate stuff, and that have all different sort of processes. I'm looking forward to doing the forks because it sounds complicated, but I'm hoping it's not gonna be. You can turn one spindle in the arrow shape, and then slice it in sections on the bandsaw, and you get your 3 forks. So hopefully, I might have to turn 2 so that you've got the round. I don't know. We'll see. Good night, Brendan. Thank you very much for joining. It was brilliant of you to be here. A fantastic show. It's all brilliant of you to join me. I know it was a mess, but next show will be better because I know to go down this route and not down the other route. It's a learning curve when you've got new equipment and stuff like that. But I think this computer is keeping up with this a lot better. It's not laggy my end as much as it used to be. It was very hard to keep up because my computer kept freezing, but this one's just a lot faster. It's processing it a lot quicker, which is cool. Brilliant. So with that, if you have no more questions, guys, thank you for all that donated. That's very kind of you. It all does help the cause, and everything that I earn here, or that earn, everything that's donated on my channel goes back into the shop. It's the only way I can fund this, and I'm just so delighted to be in this shop. It just feels like home. That tiny little shed, restricted in movement and tools, and you know, there was times when I was making something in that shed, and I might not have said it out loud, but I'd be thinking, "Dang, I haven't got that particular tool that I could use." And you know, it's just I have got more tools than this in this room. I'm still trying to work out how to set it up. I have a router and I have a table saw out in through that room there. It's a mess through there. I might, once I've tidied it up, I'll take you for a tour through the rest of the front of the house. The back of the house is derelict. Oh, thanks, Eloy. That's too kind, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the back of the house, it's an old cottage, and the back of the house is kind of derelict. So I don't really use that, but the front is dry and warm, and it does the job. And I think the sound is kind of good. Okay, Tracy, I will tell you. Tracy knows that I'm not really a. I've got a Patreon account. Okay, Tracy is a very kind. She's my one and only patron at the moment, and she's very kind. She signed up and she's supporting me on Patreon. I did set up a Patreon, I think it was over a year ago, and I left it alone. I kind of didn't do anything with it. I didn't really understand Patreon, and I just looked at. It was kind of, it gave me a feeling that I was scrounging and begging for money. I don't know. And then I got more into seeing other people using it, Joe and Carl and things like that. And it's pretty similar to this, you know, the super chats and stuff, and it's just a way of supporting it. And so I do have a Patreon account, Templeboy Turnings under Patreon, however you find that. And if you want to support me a couple of bucks or whatever, then so much. Thank you. You're awesome. Jesus should thank you. It does. It means an awful lot, because it's not easy. Every maker knows that does this stuff. It's not easy to fund it, especially with the family and stuff. So I do, from the heart, I appreciate that. Thank you, Mac. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. So yeah, it's I have Patreon. So my social medias, for those of you that don't know me, I'm getting more into the Instagram now. I'm pushing the Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook like page. That's up on 1,500 followers now, which is fantastic. I'm on Facebook under Templeboy Turnings. And linked to the Templeboy Turnings is the makers, the Mad Makers. No, not Mad Makers. The Maker's Mind. The Maker's Mind group. Which is a group that I set up because I was fed up of groups, and I got kicked out of a lot of groups because I dared to post something that the group didn't agree with rules or whatever. So I set up a page. It's got about 250 members, and it's any kind of making. It's not one, it's not just wood turning. It's any kind. If you're a painter, if you're a photographer, if it's anything creative, and you have a creative mind and you want to come on and have a chat with people, then that's it. It's called the Maker's Mind. Look it up, Templeboy Turnings. Follow me on that as well and like me and all that. That's doing well for me. I'm putting short videos and stuff like that on there. I'm on Patreon. I'm on Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much, but I should really get more into chatting on that. And I'm here on the YouTubes, and Twitch can. I don't like Twitch. I'm not going to do Twitch anymore. It's rubbish. So that's all my social medias and my webpage. Webpage I'm going to put a lot into, because it's kind of my baby and it's growing. But the Templeboy Turnings thing has kind of gone. It's fantastic. I never thought I'd have 20,000 subscribers. So. And watch out as well before I go. I did mention it earlier on, but I've got a giveaway, 20,000 sub giveaway coming. Probably next week I'm going to launch it once I've worked out all the prizes. But there are some fantastic prizes. I'll run through them quick again. I might forget a couple, but Holly Danae Woodturner, go and check her out as well. She's not. Well, she's on YouTube, but she doesn't do that many videos. But she's massive on Instagram and Facebook. She does all this really cool snowmen. She's donated a snowman, and yeah, she's donated a snowman to your design, a character or whatever, or any product off any of her made items on her website. One of those. Steve Nealon or Harneal Media has donated a whole web page. Okay, I think to the sum of about $250. I think that's what he said it's worth. Again, all the details will be next week, so don't hold me to any of this. So you'll get a website. 2 weekend tickets to the Makers Central in Birmingham in May, where there's going to be uber amounts of makers there, big name makers. What else? Oh God, I'm forgetting. Oh, a year subscription to Toolmasters Association that Izzy Swan runs with a group of guys, and with that, when you're signed up for that for the year, obviously you won't have a subscription to pay, but you get benefits of tool discounts with a lot of. It's more the American side, but it is coming to the UK and Ireland. They're branching out. They are working on that, and that is going to be coming soon. But you get discounts on all sorts of tools and stuff, so that's fantastic. Makers Podcast t-shirt, a Woodsley Summercraft t-shirt, a set of traditional tools, a set of 5 or 6 tools for wood turning. So if you're carbide turning, you've always fancied doing traditional turning, then this is an ideal starter set. Nice starter set. there are some more things, and I can't remember what they are off my head. I've gone ski whiffy, but they'll all be listed next week. Okay, and I'll be doing some sort of giveaway right here, folks. So that's it, guys. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for your donations. It is a huge help to running all this. I hope that you have enjoyed the comeback show. It's gone on a bit long. I've rambled, but whatever. And yeah, I'll see you again on Sunday. Sunday is 11 o'clock, I think. Yeah, the international podcast, Makers International podcast with Jamie and the gang are on at 9:30 my time until 10:30. So I'll be on at 11. And it might only be an hour, or I might go 2 because I have to work on Monday what sort of form I am, and that, this was only supposed to be a 2-hour show and it's gone on nearly 3. So hey ho, that's what happens. Still 17 there, so I have bored you all. So guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. It was a huge to see so many people at the show, to see the first live show of the comeback. And if you have anything you want to see made in the future, then just tell me what you want to see made, or if there's any tricks. Patreon, all that's just with the Patreon. If you are and you're supporting me on Patreon, I'm going to start doing Patreon. I'll be doing 3 lives a week, but one of those will only be for the Patreons. So I'll give them a link to my YouTube and you can watch it privately. So it'll be 1-to-1 or 1 to whatever. Tracy's going to get a special making video. So Tracy, start thinking about what you'd like to see demonstrated or made, something small, and we'll get that sorted. All right. I will see you on Sunday. Keep an eye out on Facebook and stuff for notifications, and I'll see you again. And don't forget to pop over and see the Makers International podcast and Make It Soph's video. Make It Soph's video is my video of the week. All right, guys. See ya. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Loves ya. Temple boom.